Something shocking happened to me one day. It is that I went to a store to get an item of about 1,500 naira, and I used my mobile app to do the transaction. Only for the woman to see me the next day and told me that I did not pay her complete. I was like, how? I was literally embarrassed and shocked at the same time. So I went back to my mobile app to check the transaction I had made. Thank God I did not move to a fight. Only for me to discover that the actual amount I sent was 150 naira instead of 1,500. What happened? I missed 10. I also have heard stories of persons like, one, they wanted to recharge maybe 500 naira and they mistakenly add an extra zero and they recharge 5,000 naira. This is speaking something to us today. That is why I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to be telling you something really shocking that you need to learn. Probably you have not learned this even in school. That is why this is Life Script with Dynamic Precious, where we learn things from life itself. So I titled today's session, Zero More Than Zero. So I know if I should ask many of you, how many digits do we have? Single digits. You'll say 9. But hey, they are 10. 0 is still part of the digits. Okay, so the dictionary defines 0 as a cardinal number before 1 that denotes no quantity or amount at all. But for the fact that in its nothingness, it is still among the digits, and for me that's a credit. Alright, so let's bring 0 back to its home, mathematics. We've learned and we thought that any figure plus 0 is that same figure. The figure minus 0 equals that same figure. Multiplied by 0 equals nothing. For instance, let's take a figure 10. 10 plus 0 is 10. 10 minus 0 is 10. It adds nothing, take away nothing. Then 10 multiplied by 0 equals nothing. And it seems as if 0 is so useless. It's doing nothing, right? But hey, there's a 0 that is more than 0. This 0 that I talk about is one that has found value and value enhancing capacity. This is what I mean. Take a simple figure 1, add 0 to it, that 1 becomes 10. Add another 0, it becomes 100. Add another 0, becomes 1,000. Add another 0, becomes 10,000. Add another 0, 100,000. Another 0, 1 million. The more you increase the 0 addition to that simple one figure, it increases the value. And guess what? As you remove each 0 from this same figure, it decreases in value. So who says that 0 is nothing? So an aspect that determines if the 0 will be nothing or a value enhancer is in its isolation or alignment. What do I mean? If a 0 should stand alone, no matter how many it is or they are, it equals nothing. But once you attach that 0 to a figure, it amplifies the figure. And also, it is in its placement. For instance, just look at your screen. When you have 0001, what that figure simply means is 1. It doesn't matter how many zeros that come before the 1. Those zeros are inconsequential. They are nothing. They add no value to that 1. But if you have those 3 zeros after the 1, it becomes 1,000. So you see how positioning and placement will determine the effect of these 0. Alright, so I know that you'll be like, where's Dynamic Precious going with all of this mathematical illustration? But yes, I believe that everything speaks. It all depends on if you are listening and if you are hearing. So 0 is saying something to us today. Maybe you are in that 0 stage of your life. Your idea is in its 0 stage and people don't believe in it. People don't believe in you. They feel like the idea is nothing, you're nothing. They feel like plus you minus you, they don't need you, you're just there. But yes, remember that The dictionary defines 0 as a cardinal number. As much as it is said that 0 is nothing, it is still a cardinal number, an important stage. Maybe so in your life, you can call it the foundation, you can call it the beginning, the starter, something that points to something glorious. So, in as much as 1 or 9 is the highest single digit, you cannot get to 9 except you have started from 0. So that 0 stage of your life is an important one. That don't get frustrated in the 0 stage of your life or of that idea. You can call it the story for the glory stage or the scar of the star stage. You see, it doesn't matter where you're going to in life, where you're coming from is also important. So let's assume that you're aspiring to get to the stage of 100, the stage of 1 million. Where you are coming from matters a lot. It speaks a lot. It's part of your journey. Make sure to learn these 3 lessons right. Firstly, don't remain a mere or a nothing 0. Go get value and value enhancing capacity. When you do, you see that people can no longer do without you. You may not have noticed, but a number minus 0 may remain the same. It remains that same number. But when a 0 that has value is added to any number, it does not only add to it, it multiplies it. So come to that stage where people may survive without you, but when you are in their lives, they flourish. Secondly, don't remain that isolated 0 that prefers to stand alone and remains nothing. Rather, align yourself with other people that count, ideas that count, innovations that count. Okay, it is said that a tree does not make a forest, and the effectiveness of a broom is seen when it is in bunch. Thirdly, position yourself right. Don't become the zeros that occur before a number, having no effect to it. Rather, place yourself correctly after the number. That is where your effect and your value will be felt. Okay? Do well to always pitch yourself in the correct niche. Be in the places where you are needed, where you can prefer solution. So as we are saying, there's a 0 that is more than 0. The value that one has over the other is what makes the almighty difference. And that difference, that value, is what I want you to go for. Okay? Thank you so very much for being a part of today's class as we learn from the University of Life with dynamic pressures on life script. I want to see you again and again and again. So please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do that. Give us your comments in the comment section, be it a question, a contribution, an observation, or anything. Just say something to us, okay? Do well to also like, and lastly, share this video with somebody you may not know. They can just be in the 0 stage of their life or of an idea, and they just need a little bit of encouragement embedded in this video. Thank you once again. I remain dynamic precious, and I love you for real. Bye.